one for a while.
Yeah.
Okay, we are comparing Kawhi Leonard in his championship playoff run against LeBron James last year with who was the second best player on that team?
Kevin Love.
Was he though? Tristan Thompson maybe?
George Hill.
Making it to the finals with one of the worst finals teams I've ever seen.
It's the worst team to make the finals in the history of the league.
100%. 100%. There's not a single good player. There's not a starter on that
You
team.
had J.R. Henney Smith
You had guys that just had to
as the
start.
third highest scorer. All right, you want me to get going?
Mm? Sure, you let me start with the Houston.
All right.
Go off.
Before we start, let's get something straight. We're picking sides here, but we're debating two of the top three, if not the top two players in the league.
Top two.
So
top three?
I'm saying at least top three. We don't even have that debate right now, but at the minimum, they're both top three players.
Yep.
Right? With KD. So respect to both of them. And we're debating, as he said, Kawhi's run this season to LeBron last season.
Yes, sir.
Now, for me, last year doesn't even include the most dominant stretch of playoff basketball for LeBron James, which was the 2016 NBA Finals. All right? So, for me, you're debating LeBron's second best playoff run to Kawhi's best ever. So that's your first indicator as to which side I'm going. And the two major factors go into the decision for me. The eye test is great, but for me, stats paint a big picture and the vast majority of the story. And LeBron's are far and away better. And he did it last year, as you said, with the worst roster in NBA history to make the NBA Finals. And I will show you the evidence to explain why it was the worst NBA team ever. But let's look at the simple points here. Points per games are fairly close. Bron 34, Kawhi 30.5. It's kind of a wash. Rebounds, they're actually tied for the playoffs.
Really?
9.1. Assists,
9.1?
yeah.
Wow, I'm actually surprised.
Now, assists, Kawhi only 3.9.
Yeah.
I had a typo here on LeBron, but I think he was around 9. Obviously, he can play point guard.
Yep.
He's a great playmaker. So you know that's going to happen. Steals, Kawhi 1.7, Bron 1.4. Very close again. Field goal percentage. Now you start getting into some telling stories. LeBron, 53.9 to Kawhi's 49. And here's why I say it's telling. Field goal attempts. LeBron 23.2, Kawhi 20.7. So LeBron had 3 more attempts per game with the higher percentage.
Mm.
And you get effective field goal percentage, as we talked about earlier with Russ and CP3. Bron 57.7, Kawhi 54.5. And then you look at the game breakdown. I just saw this right before you rolled into my house. Kawhi shot in the 30% field goal percentage 4 times throughout the playoffs. LeBron only once. And Kawhi also had a game against Orlando where he shot 26%. Against the flipping Orlando Magic, he shot 26% from the field. LeBron never had a game in the 20s. He only had 1 game in the 30s. Kawhi had 4 of them. And even though LeBron's numbers are better, I'll give Kawhi respect in the fact that he's as good as LeBron in picking his spots, right? You know, feeling out the game, and then come the fourth quarter, we're both dominating. However, even in the fourth when it's their time, Kawhi has more help, as I said. The rosters are not even comparable. And throughout the rest of the game, having that better roster allows Kawhi to rest more, pick his spots, and then dominate in the fourth. Where LeBron had to be the most dominant player from tip-off to the 48th minute. No question about it. So let's compare these rosters. The next highest scorer for the Cavs, Kevin Love. Guess what he averaged?
Kevin Love?
Yeah, points per game.
13.
14.9. 39% shooting, though, which is... It's bad.
Okay.
All right? Next highest.
I'd say Tristan Thompson.
George Hill, 9.2 points per game.
Wow.
Next highest. J.R. Henney Smith, 8.7 points.
Really? Tristan wasn't even...
Nah, he had like 8.4 or something, so close to J.R. Smith. Raptors. Yeah. Siakam was a beast. 19 points per game on 47% shooting. 47 for the playoffs. Kyle Lowry, 15 points per game on 44% shooting. Then you had Gasol and Ibaka both over 9 points, and we all know what Fred VanVleet did after Game 2 against the Bucks.
Yep.
So Kawhi had a great wingman in Siakam and a bona fide leader and bulldog in Kyle Lowry at his side, and a deadly shooter in Fred VanVleet, who after Game 2 against Milwaukee was taking shots that we're used to seeing only Steph Curry hit. All right, there was times he was dropping our jaws. LeBron had a much slower, less effective Kevin Love, and who barely outscored Fred VanVleet when you look at the totals throughout the last 2 series. So for me, man, This shouldn't even close. And then the one nod I'll give to Kawhi, where it's, this guy hit a Game 7 historic winner against Philadelphia.
The first.
Yeah, that's why I said historic.
Yes, sir.
And still, LeBron James had a winner in the same series in Game 3 against the same very Toronto Raptors. So even on the one notch where Kawhi should be he did a historic feat,
yeah,
LeBron's feat was still pretty close. It's just Game 3 versus Game 7. So LeBron is still right there, when in every other category he's pretty much dominating him.
Okay.
All right? So, please, tell me why Kawhi's run was better.
Okay.
And I'm sure it's largely going to consist of he won a ring. And I'm not even amped up yet. That was
First
a very
off,
calm little spiel there.
Hold up. So, I knew this, the whole supporting cast thing was that was the one argument that I couldn't at all fight for Kawhi. However, what I'm trying to paint you here is a picture of the East. Last year in LeBron's time,
okay,
and this year in Kawhi's time.
That's a good angle because you don't have many angles here.
This is why I feel like
compare the East for me, bro.
Okay, first off, we can't even argue this. Kawhi beat the Golden State Warriors. His playoff run is better than LeBron's. Because the final result is to win a championship.
One thing.
What?
Did KD play against Kawhi Leonard for more than 11 minutes?
I don't want to hear it, bro.
That's
I don't want to
fucking
fucking hear it, bro.
Top three.
You don't get swept. You get swept? Okay, if KD played,
LeBron James
not getting swept.
LeBron James dropped 50. Do you want me to remind you Game 1? Dropped 50 points until J.R. Henny Smith took
Still
over?
Lost. I don't care. Still lost. Don't care.
Dude, you were just
the end of the
skewing
day,
the facts here.
At the end of the day, when we're comparing, we're comparing these two seasons. Kawhi's is ultimately better because the result every player won. Every player won is the championship, and he got it. So that's already out of the question. Now, again, I'm trying to paint you a picture of the East here.
Painted.
So let me name you the All-Stars that LeBron James had to go through to make his way.
All-Star voting is bullshit, but go ahead.
Okay, but to make his way,
because fans know who's really good, eh?
We can talk about most.
You didn't interrupt me.
We can talk about most All-Stars on the East, even the ones that didn't make the All-Star team.
Okay, go ahead.
But here, I'm gonna name you them. DeMar DeRozan.
Okay.
Al Horford.
Okay.
Kyle Lowry. And you only got one left, in Victor Oladipo. Two of those are point guards. One of those is a shooting guard, and we got a center there. So you had 4 All-Stars to play against.
Horford is not a center.
Okay,
He's
power
a power forward.
But what's it called?
No.
I'm having little issues here with the Chico.
I told you, man.
Okay. It's
Nighttime.
okay, buddy.
He acts up. Go on.
Let's go open it for him if you want, quick.
All right, keep talking.
Okay. So, I'm
back.
painting you guys a picture here. Out of those All-Stars I named, the only starter for the All-Star game was DeMar freaking DeRozan on a Raptors team that got swept by one of the... Again, we were talking about how bad this Cleveland team was. They got swept. And that was the best All-Star that LeBron had to go against on his run to the finals. Now, I'm going to shoot off the names for who Kawhi Leonard had to recently go through and fight through, injure himself, hurt himself, kill himself to get to a finals. He had to go through Ben Simmons.
I kind of want to ask you... Oh, okay, you're going to Philly. I kind of want to ask you a question.
Joel Embiid.
All right, yeah, I know.
The league MVP, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Chris Middleton. And...
Yo, don't even mention that guy.
Vucevic. Surprising. Bro.
That guy was an all-star.
He was. Surprisingly not on the All-Star list. Jimmy Butler, but whatever. He's not on the list, so I won't even... I'll take him out. Yeah.
Dude, that's why I told you, don't even bring out these All-Stars, bro. You tell me Vucevic made an impact.
Again, I'm talking about...
And Kawhi against Vucevic shot 26%.
LeBron's
I'm just
best
saying.
competition was DeMar DeRozan. And then he played a bunch of point guards where he doesn't even have to guard. They're not guarding him. Kawhi Leonard was being guarded by freaking Ben Simmons, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Jimmy Butler at times. But okay, Jimmy Butler was not the All-Star that year, so we won't even count him. What's it called? The league MVP.
Okay, keep going.
How many times do you get a league? You have to go through the league MVP to get to the finals, and he's guarding you, and you're guarding him.
LeBron should have been the league MVP each of the last 6 seasons.
Yeah, but okay, but you easily could have said the same for Kawhi Leonard this year.
Well, he just didn't play enough games. That's what I'm
saying.
I agree.
Load
I agree.
management.
So then he didn't go to the league MVP.
Okay.
If Kawhi played 82 games, he would have been the MVP.
Yeah, but he did. When history books are written, Giannis was the league MVP this year. So
Okay, and if the
he had to go through
if the
him.
NBA did it the way they should, LeBron James would have 7 MVPs.
Fuck the way
But
they
go
should.
on.
Fuck the
Go
way
on.
they should.
Go on.
He had to go through the league MVP to get to a finals. This guy, the East does not even compare this year to the year before.
It does, because you're missing one big factor.
Who?
It's
LeBron James.
What?
Is that your name? Who?
No. Okay, I wasn't going to say that, but sure. But you're missing the fact that LeBron James just didn't have to play Philly because shitty Boston Celtics beat them. You don't think LeBron James would have beat that Philly team?
Not this Philly team, bro. With that
maybe
Cavaliers team, Tobias Harris,
he did not have the
on that
support
team.
that Kawhi Leonard had.
You got JJ
No,
Redick
I'm saying
too.
if he
These guys
played
are not all-
Philly last year, then you would have
But he
added
didn't.
Embiid and
But
Simmons to
we're
your
talking
all-star
about the
list.
roots to the finals, no? Because we're talking about the playoff.
Yeah,
plays.
but that's so
So
subjective.
I'm saying
If LeBron
Kawhi had
played
to
those
go
teams,
through a harder East
if LeBron
than
had
LeBron
played
had to.
Philly, first of all, Ben Simmons should not have been an all-star. Vucevic should not have been an all-star. But
Numbers
if
tell a
LeBron had
different
played
story.
Philly last year, you would have added Embiid to that all-star list
But he
too.
didn't. So his
And he
road to
would've-
the
he
East,
would've
road to
rode
the
through
finals
them.
was easier.
We're
Is
talking
what
about
I'm
the
getting
greatest player
to.
of all time. Do you not agree
Bro,
with that?
and I'm talking about the greatest player right now.
And LeBron James, the greatest of all time, would have gone through that Philly team.
Not maybe not with that Cavs team, man. He went Game 7 twice. This is another point that I'm getting to.
Yeah, he
went to a
chills.
Game 7.
He chills.
No, but he went to a Game 7 twice against Indiana Pacers, who had one All-Star and God knows who else
Because
on
he was
that team.
chilling. He's got to wake up.
And
He's
then-
got to get the playoffs legs going.
Going into the finals, you have to go to a Game 7 in
Doesn't
Boston.
matter how you get there if you get there.
We're talking about how they got there, are we not? Because we can't compare finals.
Yeah, but you're saying
can't compare
Game 7.
finals.
So LeBron played more games.
So we're talking about
and
how
then
they got there.
Still put up more points, more assists, same rebounds.
Okay, we're talking about the same thing with Westbrook. He can put up all these points, all these assists, all these rebounds.
But he barely did over Chris Paul.
Hmm?
But he barely did over Chris Paul. Only points. He was better than Chris Paul.
He was better in assists too. He led the league in assists this year. You know that too, because Kyle Lowry was number 2.
Yeah, but what was the difference? Give me 1 second here. I'll find it. Keep going.
There's still a difference though. And in rebounding, not even close.
Oh, 2 more assists than Chris Paul.
Yeah, and not even close in
rebounds,
rebounding.
I don't. Chris Paul's fucking midget. What do you want him to do?
Playing the same position, bro. But okay, fuck Westbrook. What I'm talking about is his route to the finals was like the East. As soon as LeBron left, I knew there was a LeBron effect. Once he
Who
was
did
in the
LeBron
East, a
play
lot
in
of
the
players
second?
didn't want to go to the
Toronto.
East because it's tougher to get through LeBron. But when he was playing the East was not as strong as they were this year, man. And that's a fact.
The only
The
difference.
league MVP came out of the East this year.
The only difference
And the
really
only-
is Philly got a little bit better because they added obviously Jimmy Butler and Tobias Harris. They're a better
And
team.
Milwaukee got a lot better because Giannis
Well, Giannis learned how to drive.
and Chris Middleton got
You're
got
telling
better.
me the way
Fucking-
Kawhi Leonard
What?
and the Raptors beat Giannis was through
And they beat
Kawhi
them in
Leonard.
6.
Give me
in
a
6,
second
not
here.
in 7 games, in 6.
Give me a second here. Was through Kawhi Leonard playing the defender for
Yes.
most
Yes.
possessions and then throwing bodies at him. You telling me LeBron James wouldn't have done the same? Talking about the smartest player probably ever to step on an NBA basketball court, if not one of the
Would've-
smartest, and he wouldn't have
Would
done
have,
that.
could have, should have. We don't know. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. So we're just being hypothetical here. Maybe he would have. Maybe. Probably. Because it is LeBron James. I'm saying LeBron James is a great player. And he did have that one championship run that we could argue is better than this championship run from Kawhi.
Mm-hmm.
But we're talking about LeBron last year. And I'm telling you, Kawhi had so much harder.
34,
Route to the
34
finals.
9 and 9. 34 9 and 9, my friend.
Bro.
Shooting 53%
Who
with
guarded
the
you?
worst team ever.
Who guarded you on Indiana? Easy to put points up on who? On who? Solomon?
So,
Like,
dude,
who?
against Milwaukee, Giannis was not guarding him that much.
He did some plays though.
Yeah, some plays. No shit,
LeBron-
some plays.
Who guarded
Orlando,
LeBron?
who was guarding him when Kawhi Leonard shot 26%?
Sorry, who-
Tell me.
who
Tell me.
guarded
Answer the question.
On who?
Answer the
Okay,
question.
on Orlando. Whatever. That's one game you're talking about here. The one next 4. Talk about those. But what we're
No,
saying
that was not game 1 that he shot 26%.
Okay,
I'll
I
find it
just
again if
assumed
you
it
want.
was.
I'll
But
find it again for you, bro.
LeBron James goes on then to play Toronto Raptors. Who's guarding you on Toronto Raptors? A rookie?
It was
In freaking
and
OG
Siakam.
Anobi, a
It was
rookie,
OG and
is
Siakam.
fucking guarding you,
Oh, it's
bro.
terrible defense.
And then he goes on to play Boston. Who's guarding him at Boston? Jason Tatum. Okay, bit harder.
And Al Horford, who
And Al
you
Horford
keep saying
sometimes.
how great of a job he was able to do on Giannis
in one game.
too.
In one game.
Dude, I was saying one game, and you kept telling me that he was good throughout the series.
Yeah, bro.
So now you're changing your freaking words.
You're talking about something else.
You're
here
skewing
now.
your
Again,
words
you're
now.
talking about
You're
something else
literally
here.
lying out of your teeth. Either you're lying right now, or you're lying the last time
I
you
don't know
talked
what
about
I said.
it. Exactly.
I plead the fifth.
Talking shit. Plead the fifth. Get it? That's not legal. There's no pleading the fifth in Canada, by the way. Did you know
I'm
what country
pleading
you
the
reside in?
fucking eighth. I don't care what it is.
Plead whatever you want. This guy shot 26.3% in the third game versus Orlando. Third game.
At the end of the day, Kawhi
Only a
Leonard
5-point win too.
was able to beat the Golden State Warriors, while LeBron James was able to get swept by the Golden State Warriors. Couldn't even win a game.
And
Came
now,
close game one.
Who was
After
guarding
that,
Kawhi
no
in the
chance.
finals?
Hmm?
Old man Iguodala.
And some play, I don't know. Yeah, Iguodala, I guess only. Who else?
Exactly.
Some plays maybe Draymond.
Exactly.
Draymond's a great defender.
And
don't
no,
sleep.
no. Draymond
They
was not
thought-
guarding Kawhi.
Hey, bro,
No, I know
what
he's
did
a
we
great
talk?
defender.
What did we
but I'm
say?
s- no,
What
I
did we say?
no, I
They
know
double
he's a
team Kawhi from freaking as soon as they inbound the ball. Two guys are on him, touching him up. This guy's a call timeout from fucking his side of the court.
Yeah, a couple times.
Yeah.
But LeBron James.
Who are they
had
also
to-
worried about?
LeBron James had to go against Kevin Durant, who is top 3 at least defender in the league,
Because he is
with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George.
But we're talking about this at the end of the day. It's the season. You're looking like
not the season, it's the playoffs.
I mean, sorry, playoffs. It's the post.
and you were saying how
Postseason.
Kawhi went through these beasts. LeBron
He did
James,
go through these
LeBron
beasts.
James
LeBron didn't
put
go
50 on KD and Iguodala's head top
and lost the game, bro. It
because
don't
of J.R.
matter.
Smith. What do you want him to do? What do you want him to do? What do you want him to do?
Hit the free
He literally
throws.
lost
It's
it
not
because
just
of-
J.R. Smith. Hit the free throws.
He didn't have free throws that cost him the game that game.
Huh?
That was George Hill who missed it.
Yeah,
not
no,
him.
but I'm saying you're blaming all J.R. Smith. There's other blames.
Okay,
to
but
put
that's
on.
not on LeBron.
Fuck.
You know I'm right, bruh.
The few games that fucking Raptors lost, I'm sure it's not on Kawhi. Because he still had 50 that game. 40.
Alright, and by the way, I just want to compare one thing here if you give me
You
one.
can't argue that the East was
Yeah,
better
give me 1
last year than
second
they
here.
are this year. You can't argue that. Because again, I'm talking
No,
the biggest.
the East got better because Philly and Giannis took a step forward, but it's
Yes.
just that LeBron James didn't have to go through those teams.
He did
If the luck of
so
the
his
draw,
route to
if
the
luck of
finals
the
was
draw-
easier.
No, but that's not what we're debating here.
That's what
Who's
we're
better-
debating.
No, we're not saying whose route was easier. I don't think that.
Which one's more impressive? The one that was a harder route.
No, but the individual player, what the player did, not the
But that's
route.
where I'm saying stats don't tell the whole story, bro. Stats don't tell the whole story.
Dude, I'm not just focused on stats. I focus on other things too. But you were just flipping narratives to fit your story. But anyways,
Because this is what I'm drawing for you.
who am I
The
looking at
picture
here?
of the
Kawhi
East.
Leonard.
I'm drawing you
in
the
the
picture of the
finals.
East.
Kawhi Leonard. 2 games where he shoots into 30%.
Yes.
LeBron James. Just give me 1 second here, buddy. Because you know you're about to get Shaq the fool. LeBron James in that finals, his lowest percentage was 46.4. This guy was on a tear.
And
He
he
had
got
that
swept.
shittiest roster in NBA history.
Yes.
There's no way he could have won that series. And you keep saying, oh, Kawhi won. There's no way. If LeBron James won, he would have been tested for steroids and for being from Mars and outer space like Superman.
Okay. Can I move on from why else the
How do you have
season
more
was more
shit? Go on.
impressive to me?
Keep.
So
You're just
LeBron James
delaying the show, but go on.
LeBron James was on a Cleveland team that's been to the finals multiple times. We're comparing last season, right? So Cleveland was already a championship.
You
This
gonna
is
say lack of
Kawhi's.
experience?
Kawhi got traded over to this team, and in his first year on the team, he wins a fucking championship.
Okay, LeBron's first year
And where?
in either he took him to the finals.
He
Either
took him to-
Miami
did he
or
win a
back in
championship?
Cleveland.
There was the result.
Okay,
the same.
Miami he fucked up, but Cleveland,
he didn't.
yeah, the first year they lost, but he still had a crazy feat, and none of those guys had any playoff experience. Kawhi on the Raptors, you had Kawhi, well, LeBron James, their experience matches
Okay.
up. Kyle Lowry has been to lots of playoffs. Marc Gasol, lots of playoffs. Serge Ibaka has been to finals.
A lot of those
All the
Cavs
Raptors
players by
have been-
last season have
all of
played in the
but
playoffs
all
a lot.
of the Raptors playoffs had been to all of the Raptors players had been to playoffs before.
Okay.
When LeBron James got to the Cleveland Cavaliers, who had been to the playoffs? Nobody. Richard Jefferson, Channing Frye, Matthew Dellavedova ain't got there.
When he got to
Cleveland, who had playoff experience on that team
when he got
lost in the
back to
finals.
Cleveland, when
Yes,
he brought,
that's what we're
I
talking about.
guess, yeah.
Exactly. So that argument, at least you can give me that. That argument of yours is thrown out the window.
Okay.
At least I got you
But-
to agree to that.
At the end of the
But even when
day,
you're looking at the finals here,
you're saying.
but even when you're looking at the finals, even though LeBron lost, he was more impressive than Kawhi Leonard was in the finals this year.
But what's impressive to you that he lost? The Westbrook is the most
we're not
impressive players
debating.
in the NBA.
We're not debating the team feat. We're debating the
we're
individual performances. We're not debating the teams.
But how did they help their team out? Kawhi helped his team out to win a championship.
Oh, buddy, but we're not even talking. See, you're taking the argument to a whole nother category here. We want to debate teams. Yes, the Raptors were a much better team than that Cleveland team.
But the Raptors...
No shit.
Like, the Raptors got swept by the Cleveland team. So you're talking about how bad... So,
yes,
the Raptors were bad.
Yeah, but that whole team is different. Dude, who's left from that team? The one on this trip.
Kyle
Lowry and bench.
Van Fleet.
Kyle Lowry, Siakam, and bench.
But
Van Fleet.
But the guys you were talking about...
Three players.
The guys that you were talking about that came up big...
Yeah, but Siakam improved by how many points?
Those were the three guys you talked about.
Yeah, but Van Fleet
later.
And Siakam improved. Just like you're saying Giannis did. Siakam took almost the same type of jump that Giannis did. Except Siakam came from way lower. So obviously his jump was not to the level.
Okay, we haven't seen Siakam play. Okay, yes. But we haven't seen him play without Leonard on his team.
Okay, but Giannis had a good
so maybe Leonard was a big part of him getting better.
Okay, but you tell me Giannis did not have a good supporting cast in Milwaukee?
When?
This past season.
That we just saw? Yes,
yeah,
he did.
Exactly. So
and
get out of
Leonard
there.
still got through that team.
You're trying to debate a different thing here than me, and I had this feeling coming into this.
No,
that's what I'm getting at here, buddy.
At the end of the day, he had a harder East to go through to get to a finals. And
okay, sure, but LeBron James played better every single game.
But he had an easier route. He was playing a dead East.
So that doesn't that kind of even it out then?
A dead East.
Wasn't a dead East.
It was a dead East.
That Boston team were
every
dogs.
year LeBron was going to the fucking finals, bro. Every year LeBron was going to the finals.
We're talking about last year, not every year.
Huh?
Talking about last year, not every year.
Yeah, but I'm saying last year, the year before
was that Boston team not pretty freaking sick?
But they were a bunch of fucking young guys that just showed up finally because fucking Cavs were so shit.
It's not like they're doing it for 7 years.
Huh? I know, yeah.
Can't say finally.
But they showed up. When Kyrie got injured, he didn't have to.
You can say he swept Toronto.
He didn't have to even go through Kyrie Irving. He didn't have to go through him because he didn't play.
That would have been easier if Kyrie played. We've seen the Boston with Kyrie. They're a better team without him.
But you don't know if it was then.
If you helped my argument. You helped my argument by that point.
Not really, bro.
Yeah,
because that team was so happy without Kyrie, so that they were worse when he came back. But maybe if they had Kyrie then, they could have been better.
Tell me this. Obviously, they added Jimmy Butler and Tobias Harris. But last year without Kyrie, Boston walked all over Philly. They had Kyrie this year. Philly says, "You'll slap you to later."
We also had Joel Embiid who played very few games in the season.
Last year?
Yeah.
Okay, season. We're talking postseason.
No, but I'm saying it wasn't the same Joel Embiid either. And
actually, this was not the same. This was a shitty Joel Embiid. You keep saying how shitty he was. So don't even throw him on your all-star list.
Why is it not the same Joel Embiid?
That's what I'm saying.
Year.
So.
No, but this year Joel Embiid was better than last year Joel Embiid. That's a fact.
Not in the playoffs against the Raptors.
Huh?
This guy was not even in the series. Joel Embiid had one good game against the Raptors, and you kept ripping him every show.
What did he have the year before? What did he have the year before?
I can't really.
He didn't even have a good game. Exactly.
Well, because he didn't play LeBron James, so I didn't really look at his stats.
But who did he play? Boston.
He lost to Boston
in the first round.
A second.
I feel like he got eliminated in the first round.
No, second round because in the third round Boston.
So how did Philly get to the second round? Who they beat?
I don't know, dude. You're asking in-depth questions. They lost in the second round to Philly. Sorry, Philly lost in the second round to Boston. Trust me on that.
I don't trust
If you want me to search, oh my god.
I might need you to.
You're on drugs. It's facts. I'm telling you.
Philly's a way better team this year than they were last year. That's a fact.
They're better, yeah,
yes.
Sure.
And Kawhi had to go a harder Philly team than LeBron had to go if he played them last year. No.
Okay, sure.
Yes. Meaning because
LeBron
the East was a lot better.
Everybody.
This Eastern Conference was so much harder to get to a finals than that Eastern Conference last year.
Here's the thing. The Eastern Conference was not much as better from last year to this year as you're making it seem. It's just Philly got better, and Giannis though. The fact is LeBron just didn't play those teams, so we can't really say how it would have played out. But the East was not that much better this year than last year.
But if we're talking about
because Toronto's irrelevant, Toronto's a mood point because now Kawhi was on Toronto, right? So hard to debate that side,
bro.
But the East was not that much better removing Toronto.
Your argument is highly influenced by stats, and LeBron had an insane. No,
because that's just it's obvious when you look at that he destroyed them.
I understand that, but LeBron had no one didn't have the same type of talent guarding him.
But who was there to help him? Who was there to help him?
You didn't need help
from
when you have
minute 1
guarding
to
you.
minute 48.
You don't need help when Ginobbili's guarding you.
Yeah, but he can't score. It's 100 points. Yes, he essentially did, but it was harder on him to play. If you take that Raptors team in the same path, it's gonna be easier for them because
bro,
they have a way better team.
As bad as
them.
that Cavs team was, give them some credit, and they were hitting their shots. There's a reason.
Not really. That's why they had to go 7 games and shit.
Why did LeBron have 9 assists a game then?
Okay, but he should have had 18.
Huh?
He should have had 18.
Okay, maybe. But I'm saying he had 9 assists. Dude, that's a great number.
Did I not tell you? I may have glanced over that in my stats.
Yeah.
But I'll pull it up for you in 1 second in terms of the percentages that these Cleveland guys shot last year in the playoffs.
Okay, my last point that I'm going to just finish off with.
This guy's still going?
The plus and minus.
Our show's supposed to be done in 4 minutes.
I know, but the plus and minus.
Okay, plus minus I don't even put that much weight into. Go ahead.
You might not, but LeBron had 2.1.
Is plus for the playoffs?
Yeah.
Well, no shit, because he had to go more. He had more losses because he had to go 7 games.
Kawhi had 5.9.
Oh, bro! I thought you were about to say like it's plus 15 or something.
Oh no shit.
5.9. Get that garbage out of here.
Still better.
So,
I'm giving you stats.
No, but as you were saying on that point there about they're hitting their shots. No, I'm not gonna give you like Tristan Thompson 59. That's because he's inside, right? Same with Larry Nance. They're hitting layups. So actual guys
who
shooting.
Was he doing 59? Paul Gasol. Marc Gasol.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, J.R. Smith, who's supposed to be their shooter,
yes,
34%. Kevin Love supposed to be a shooter, 39%. Where's this guy? Kyle Korver, the only guy who had a good shooting percentage besides LeBron James, 41. Name me a guy on that team, I'll find you their percentage. They're all garbage. So nobody was hitting shots for him. This guy should have had 20 assists.
Yeah, he had a shittier team, but he had an easier team to face. He played against easier teams.
And his team still couldn't hit shots against the shittier teams, if I want to agree with you. Doesn't that lay weight to how bad and how dominant this guy had to be to get them to an NBA Finals?
That Philadelphia team this year I thought had the second best starting lineup in the league. Yeah,
on paper.
Huh?
You know, paper and facts and like how they play is totally different.
Yeah.
The Maple Leafs had on paper top 5 roster.
They had easy work with Brooklyn.
Who?
Philadelphia before going into the Toronto playoffs, and they also did take Toronto to a Game 7.
Toronto had easy work.
They did take Toronto to a last second shot, one of the greatest shots in NBA history. But I mean, like, yeah. So LeBron didn't have to play a team like Philly. If
LeBron went through Philly last year, you would have dummied them.
But it wasn't the same Philly.
Yeah, still a good Philly team though.
But if it was this Philly, I'd be impressed.
You've told me how Jimmy Butler is not as good as people think he is. But now you're saying like they got so much better. And Tobias Harris, really, he was a role player on Philly.
He's a lot better than whoever Philly had before him. Way better.
And you're also forgetting JJ Redick was still there.
Yeah.
But
was he?
JJ Redick was there last year and this year. What do you mean?
He was.
And Tobias Harris is a role player. I think he only averaged like 11, 12 points against the Raptors.
He's the leading fucking scorer on Clippers before he came over.
It's because he's number 1 option. His leading score, I think he was at like what 18, 20 points.
Clippers were number 2, number 1.
Number 1 option. It's like saying Isaiah Thomas is a dirty player because he was number 1 scorer on Celtics when he was their number 1 option.
He was dirty,
and they had nobody there. The ball was his usage rating was probably like 47, and Russ's was 30 last year.
Fuck off with Russ.
All right, we gotta move on at this point.
Whatever. Agree to disagree. People can
Debates
tell us
never
what
settle.
they think.
You know what? In the comments, let us know who you think is right. Whether you think we're both idiots and we don't know what we're doing. Just let us know.
And I don't want to hear anyone say, "Oh, they're both so amazing. You can't choose."
Why don't you talk up so people can actually hear you? What's wrong with you, little pussy, man?
Bro, they can hear me. The mic's right to my lips, bro.
Yeah, you're making out with it looks like.
So that's why it's my mic. That's why I want my name on my mic.
I don't even think our viewers know what you look like, because all you do is wear a hat and then your mic's right in front of your face.
Bro, what? They know how I look like. We only got family and friends watching this.
Nah, there's some new people. All right.